Hello beautiful souls, and welcome back. Now I know it has been a while, and just to clarify where I have been, we had a very busy month of December. At the end of November, we actually had the main floor flooring completely redone in our kitchen and living room and all of that. It's just one big open space. And when I moved the furniture out of there, I moved it up here to my filming room because this is kind of the only extra space we have. And I mean, it's not a very big space. There's a bed right here, and there's a wall right behind my camera. Like, it's not a very big space. I live in a small house. But I brought that furniture up here, and then I had pre-filmed a little tiny bit, but then just, moving furniture back down once the floor was finally done. And then I have kids with December birthdays and Christmas and all of that. It was just a busy month, and I thought I had pre-filmed enough, but clearly I did not, because I am only now, mid-January, getting back into filming. But I hope you like my new little setup. I do hope to actually paint this wall once I can go out and get paint, because right now we're not really supposed to go places, so paint is not essential, so I'm not going to get it. But anyways, today I thought I would start a new way of reading. I was feeling very disconnected come the end of the year, because I know a lot of readers were just feeling very overwhelmed by the end of the year, and it's very understandable, and I was feeling that too. And so starting this year off fresh, I kind of just want to read for you guys as if it was my friends sitting on the other side of the camera. I've done so many Zoom readings and FaceTime readings and all that recently with just friends and stuff, and I wanted to do that. So I've got my Wildwood Tarot, and we're just going to pull some cards. We're just going to chat, and we're just going to see kind of what the energy is that is currently surrounding us going into the new year, into new ventures, into whatever the unknown holds for us. So I'm thinking I would like to try and do this style of reading maybe once a week. We'll get started with that. It's going to be a lot easier for me to edit than the pick a card readings. The pick a cards take, well, usually those videos are like an hour and a half. So filming takes an hour and a half plus setup. And then editing takes at least an hour and a half to just, be able to watch through the whole thing. But yeah, it usually takes me a couple hours to edit. So we are starting with the Knight of Stones, which is the horse. So we are starting with forward movement, with being excited over something and taking the steps to move forward. This is very intellectual, but also very grounded energy. So yeah, like I was saying with this, if you like this kind of setup where we're just hanging out, let me know. Okay, if you guys have any questions about things you would like me to ask in this kind of a format, let me know, because I will do that as well. So we have the horse, the Knight of Stones. So again, very grounded energy, but also forward movement, and taking the first steps on some kind of new venture. Okay, we now have the Four of Arrows joining us. Okay, this is about rest, this is about transformation, this is about listening to yourself as you are galloping along on this journey, as with the horse moving forward. Make sure you're taking time to rest. If you are feeling overwhelmed, if you are feeling tired, if you are feeling just kind of out of sorts, listen to yourself. This could be physically, this could be emotionally, this could be spiritually even. One of the best ways we can learn about ourselves is to actually to listen to ourselves. So often we forget to listen to ourselves, and as we are just going and just running off momentum and just pushing and pushing and pushing, we can often fall behind because we are not taking the time to listen to ourselves, to our bodies, to our minds, to our spirit, as it's telling us to slow down. This could be because just a physical exhaustion, but this could also be if you're going too fast, you can miss things, right? Sometimes, you know, when you're just so set on a goal and you're just, this is where you're going, this is where you're looking, then sometimes you miss the action that is happening. You miss the cues that are telling you where you need to go. You're missing signals and signs, and you're also missing the experience. So sometimes, you know, it's good to slow down and still move forward, but also observe and witness as you move forward. Okay, we have the Page of Vessels, the Otter. Okay, this is very playful energy. So it's, again, as you're moving forward into this next year, this next venture, whatever, the next quarter, however you're planning yourself, it could even be the next day. Some of us, I know, are just about getting through the day at this point. And if that's where you are, that is okay. The Otter is telling us to not be afraid to play, to really have fun in the moment. This could also be with the rest, instead of always concentrating on work and what you can do to reach the next step. Maybe you need to step back, relax, and play. Really enjoy the moment and enjoy what the universe, what the world is throwing at you. The Green Woman. Yeah. Again, listening to yourself, listening to your body, and seeing that even though you might need to slow down, or knowing, like, even though you might feel like you're tired or overwhelmed or anything, there are positives that can come out of that. And you can see, when you allow yourself to slow down, the opportunities that are available to you. The Green Woman here, she is scrying in this milk, in the mother's milk of, you know, of the universe, and just trusting that she will know when it is time to move forward. She will know when she has allowed her body and her mind to be nourished and enveloped within everything that it needs, right? Like when you can really listen to yourself and feed your soul the way that it needs to be fed, no matter what it looks like for you. For all of us, it will be different. For some of you, it might be play. For some of you, it might be out and getting exercise, like going for a run even. And for some of you, it's just taking time to relax. But it's about, you know, listening to your body. And again, body being the entire vessel, not just your physical body, but your mental state and your spiritual state, your, you know, listening to the higher self, trusting that all of that can work together, and aspects of you aren't working against yourself. You can work in this cohesive manner as long as you actually trust yourself to listen and to take time with yourself. On that note, let's go for some earth magic here. Let's get some more information with this Green Woman, shall we? This could also really be speaking with it being a new year. I mean, many of us are setting New Year's resolutions and setting intentions for this coming year. And I would say, you know, don't be too hard on yourself. Don't set too much, because I think this past year really showed us that things can change in an instant, right? No one was planning for a global pandemic, yet here we are, right? So plan for what you can control and don't stress over what you can't. Just work in your little bubble, your little environment, and do the best you can with what you have. Okay, so we have the rainbow card, the blessings. Okay, being aware of the blessings that you have, and also looking forward and seeing that, I don't want to say in every situation, because I mean there are shitty situations, right? But in most situations, especially with the right mindset, there is positives at the end. Even at the end of dark tunnels, there is light, right? So sometimes it is about taking the time and think, how can this situation, this experience, this whatever is making me feel negative in the moment, how can I learn from this? How can I grow? How can I move forward? It's not about being positive in every moment. I mean, the spiritual community can sometimes really envelop itself in toxic positivity, where it's like, always be happy, always be thinking about, the positive, don't think anything negative, because that's going to manifest into your life and all that. But it's not. We all have negative in our life. We do, okay? The person who tells you that they never experience anything negative is a flat out liar, right? There are some people who experience negative things and then are able to see the positive. And that's a different thing. But other people are just like, oh no, nothing bad ever happens to me because I have this positive mindset, and it's bullshit, right? Things happen, and we can only hope that in each moment we can respond instead of react, that we can take time to process what has happened instead of being forced to move forward before we're ready, because that's when a lot of negativity really builds up, is when you're forced to move forward before you can actually process what has happened, and before you can actually work through the emotions and the trauma associated with things that happen to us in our lives. So I feel like this energy that is surrounding so many of us is just taking time to process what has happened, taking time to process that trauma. And I'm saying processed, really, it's weird. I don't know how to speak sometimes. Words are hard, right? But taking time to really reflect upon what you're feeling, what you're experiencing, and connecting it again, whether this is physical trauma, emotional trauma, spiritual trauma, it all exists, right? So sometimes we have to take a moment to slow down and think about how you can move forward and see the blessings in the situation. And I know that is hard. That can be super duper hard. Like, how do you see, just thinking about current circumstances, how do you see the positives in global pandemics, in lockdowns, in people losing their jobs, people losing their lives, people losing so much, right? But at the same time, we do have communities coming together and being stronger. We have bonds that are being built upon a foundation of trust and of love. I know a lot of people are actually taking the time to talk to each other a lot more. You know, before you used to go out to dinner with friends and you'd be on your phone, you'd be, kind of out in la la land, like not really paying attention to what was happening in front of you. And now meetups with friends might be more about communication and actually talking to each other, like over some kind of a video call. So while it sucks that we can't go and see our friends, sometimes you actually get to learn more about those you love, because you're realizing how important they are to you, and you're taking the time to connect, even if it's through a screen. I mean, it seems like it can be so difficult to connect with someone through a screen because you can't touch them, you can't smell them, you can't use your senses besides like seeing and hearing, when communication is so much more than that. But when we can actually slow down and take the time to listen, it's amazing what we can learn about ourselves and about each other. Speaking of ourselves, we've got the Solitude card. Is this even going to focus? I'm new to this setup. I'll see if it focuses. I don't actually know until I'm editing because my screen is so teeny tiny, way over there. I hope that focused. If not, I'll hold it up again. Maybe it'll focus over here. But the Solitude card, again, taking time for yourself, taking time for reflection, for self-reflection, for reflecting on circumstances and reflecting on things that happen. And I think the overall message right now is just, it's kind of trusting the process. I mean, that kind of sucks to have to put your fate in the process. What is the process and how do I trust this? But no matter what you believe, whether you believe that you are in control of your own destiny, whether you believe there is a God or some sort of higher power that is in control, or if you just believe that stuff happens in some random way that is unexplainable, I don't know, whatever you might happen to believe, there is always a series of events that will lead up to something. And that's the process that we have to trust, no matter how difficult that might be. And all we can do is to take the steps along the way that make us feel comfortable, that make us feel confident, and allow us to move forward in a way that we feel empowered with. It's actually interesting. I don't know if you can see that, but on my little board, I wrote, I take time for me. I wrote that when I was cleaning earlier. It was a reminder to myself because I've been wanting to do a little bit more meditation. It's something that I haven't been doing recently. But I think that's kind of a good message for all of us right now, is to take time for you as you're working through where you want to go in the future, what you want to do in this new year, what you want to do with new opportunities that might be presented to you. You need to take time for you, because the only way to really know what your future holds and where you want to go is to take time to actually listen to yourself. So I hope this week you can actually take time for you and do what you need to do, whether it is, curl up with a good book, whether it's bake some cookies, whether it's get out for a walk, whether it's go to the gym, if you can go to the gym. You know what I mean. Take time doing something that you find pleasure in, something that allows you to calm your mind and to connect with different aspects of yourself. So that is the reading. Actually, let's do one more thing. Let's pull an affirmation card to end this. This is The Universe Has Your Back by Gabrielle Bernstein, and there's a card stuck in the bottom. There we go. Because it was stuck in the bottom, I was intrigued what it was, and it says, I surrender to a power greater than me. Let's see, are you going to focus? Whatever. So let's see if we can get one more affirmation to finish out this week. I hope you guys are all doing well. Let me know down in the comments if you like this style of video, this very just free, open kind of video. And if you have any questions, I would love to do this kind of reading, kind of focus specifically on what people might have questions for, but do it more in a general sense as opposed to a private reading. Who knows? We'll see what happens. So let's just get an affirmation to close out this week's reading. Thank you. It says, instead of praying for an outcome, I pray for the highest good for all. Instead of praying for an outcome, I pray for the highest good for all. I wish you all the best for this coming week. Again, I'm going to try and get some more videos out in between this style of video. I'm going to get some pick-a-cards out. I want to get some journaling videos, all of that. I need to actually sit down and film them. We will see. But if not, I'll see you next week for this style of reading. Again, love, light, and happiness to all of you. I hope you have a fantastic day or night, whenever you happen to be watching this. Bye, guys.